Hello again, debutantes. Today I was going stir crazy from being in the house and not going out. And also as I'm cleaning up and reorganizing the craft room, it still seems like so much visual clutter to me. So I kind of got the idea to go down to IKEA and buy the little, I think they're white chipboard boxes that you can put together. But IKEA is about an hour away from my house, and it's Saturday, and it's in Broward County, and it's crazy busy. And seeing as I haven't been doing very well with crowds, I decided to find another way to achieve my goal. So I went to Michael's, and they were having 50% off all of their craft storage. And then I went to Staples and Office Depot. I was pricing out like the Bankers boxes. So I ended up getting them at Staples. I got 10 for $17.99, which I thought was a pretty good deal because I know the boxes at IKEA are $6 a piece. They're probably not quite as attractive, but what I'm going to try to do is put them together inside out so the brown paper side is showing, not the white ugly Bankers box side. So I am going to turn the camera around and kind of show you what I picked up today, and then as the day progresses we'll see how the items work in the room. I did save the receipt just in case they didn't, so let me show you what we got. Alright, starting off are the Bankers boxes. They're just flat. They have to be put together. What I think I'm going to have to do is probably take a razor knife and separate the little tab that makes it into a box and then just turn it inside out. But I will let you know if that works. Then these photo memory boxes were 5 for $10. They were $2 a piece. I did buy 5. I would have preferred them being in this color, but they didn't have them. I figured the black would look nice with the chalkboard labels and different things I have going on. I was very fortunate that at Staples, all of the Martha Stewart labels and whatnot were on clearance. So I think I paid $1.50 a piece for each set of these labels. You can see these are just the brown paper labels, and then these are longer labels for the skinnier boxes, and then bigger labels, and those two match, so that will be nice. Then I picked up 4 of these. I want to say they're like scrapbook paper storage, but I thought these would be really nice to put my pending projects in. I can put everything I need for the project, put it in the box, put a label on it, and be done with it, and then no more visual clutter. Then I picked up 2 of these 3 box storage, same brown paper. They're like a square. I don't think these will fit in the cubbies, but that really wasn't my intent, but I may see. I really want to put all of my sewing supplies out of sight. Even though they're organized, all of that clutter is just making me bananas. So this is what I purchased today. I am going to sit down and drink my sweet tea and take a little bit of a break. I have been trouble sleeping and I am just exhausted, which so many of you lovely people have pointed out on my comments that I'm looking pretty scary. Those weren't really the words, but I do appreciate everyone's concern. I'm just really tired, and this craft room has been a bigger project than I really anticipated. So I've been at a stalemate with the organizing of my tools that I have decided to save. In my craft room, I have been going through stuff and getting rid of it, but just everything's just kind of been piling up, waiting to be stored. So my honey is building me a frame for this piece of pegboard. We're going to put it in place of where this bulletin board used to be, and basically he's building me a frame like that on the back so that when I put the pegs in, it will hold my stuff. So we are in his workshop and we are building a frame for my sewing tools. So here is my new pegboard all hung up in place of the red framed corkboard. Is actually a little smaller, so it's a little less crazy over in this corner. And then we did purchase the 43-piece pegboard organization kit. I think that was $12. These little hooks were $3, and I think this item was $3. So I am going to go through my scissors and all of my sewing things, razor knives, whatnot, and hopefully they will find a home here and reduce some of the visual clutter on my shelf. Okay, debutantes, guess what? The craft room is completed. It has totally been purged. I have gotten rid of so much stuff. There are still some decorative things that I want to do, but I want to show you what I have done and how I got organized. This pile right here is just a teeny tiny portion of what I'm getting rid of. I ran out of space in my living room, so this is the overflow. But I'm going to step back here to the door where you walk in and kind of show you. I need to get a new blind for that door because the dogs tore up the bottom. But look at the clean space. Look at the clean floor. Oh my goodness. So we'll go right here as you walk in the door to the right. Of course, you've already seen the dressers with the chalkboard tags. This is working out amazingly. I cleared the top of the dressers off, move the cable box over. I was able to put my paper cutter and one of my globes that I'm not using at the moment. A project I'm getting ready to work on. So we have nice clear space. Then we go over here, and you've seen most of this. Holiday stuff, party supplies, all of this is organized. And I put the bulk of the items on this side because you don't see them when you walk in. And there's my tall storage. I just put my ironing board on an angle just so I could show you. I'll probably push it up against one of the shelves when I am done filming. Of course, all of the items on the bottom shelf are going to be sold, as well as this second shelf with the pedestals. So then we have my books, and I actually just finished going through them. There's a little bit of a pile of things I want to go through, but I wanted to film since I haven't posted a video in a few days. I still need to put some labels on the black drawers, but I went through every single one of them and got rid of buku stuff. Went through all of these drawers. These you can see through, so I kind of know what's in here. And if you remember, this top shelf was just piled high with junk. I went through all of my books. I was able to put my Princess Crossing sign that my son bought me on vacation up there for now. And everything is just so neat and tidy. And no extra stuff, nothing shoved in corners of shelves. I was able to fold up my cutting table and just put it right there. It has wheels, so I can slide it out when I need it. The red boxes we have seen, like I said, I want to put a curtain there, so that will happen. And then over here, this is just kind of a holding area for projects that I'm getting ready to work on. You don't really see this too much, so the visual clutter isn't too bad, but of course that will be thinned down as I work on those projects. Then over here, I was able to turn the banking boxes inside out when I put them together. So I got the brown side. It really wasn't that difficult. And then the boxes are labeled right on top. This is where I store my fabric. So these are actually repositional labels, and I just wrote on the boxes so I know what I have. Then I have the black photo boxes. And you can see I just used the labels that I bought at Staples and just wrote what they are. Now the other side of these boxes, of course, have the little metal thing on them, but I didn't want to use that. I wanted to just see the black with the brown paper. I moved my little pig. He's just kind of sitting there decorative. And then I do have my other projects that I'm working on in these 12 by 12 scrapbook paper storage items, so I think that looks really nice. It all is very cohesive. It takes away some of that visual clutter. Makes me so happy. And then of course, you know, you're always going to have a little bit. These are projects I'm working on, things I need to store away somewhere else or just work on and get them out of here. I was able to clear off 90% of this top shelf, so I have more storage for things as I finish them. And then projects that are on hold. And of course, all of my pillows are up there, which is just perfect. But look at all that blank space I have. Now this is my absolute favorite area that my husband helped me with. We took down the bulletin board and we put up this pegboard. Actually, he built a frame for me so we could use the pegs, and we put that up in place, and it's white. The visual clutter, it's all kind of condensed and just looks nice. Then we hung my thread up on the wall, so the strings aren't hanging down. I'm not walking by and catching them. So this just makes me happy. I'm able to store 90% of my sewing, and since I sew right here in this corner, it's just perfect. One of the things I really am happy with is I put this little magnetic strip right here to hold the needles that I've already threaded, so I can just grab them really quick. I used to put them in the top of my spools and I would get lost, and it was just a total mess. So I got rid of the lamp. I put up a little bulletin board here just for a few things, and then, you know, thumbtacks and some other things for sewing, and then a cute little teddy bear. I went through this area. I had all kinds of interfacing and stuff piled up, so that is all gone through. I have my 2 serger machines right there. And now I'm back in the corner by the pin board. Here's my sewing machine. And then down below are most of my extra fabrics, mostly flannel for baby items that I'm making. And then in that little drawer unit, I have my extra sewing supplies, pattern weights, things like that that wouldn't fit on the pin board, so I'm very happy with that. And then of course my husband did put a light up here for me a while ago because this area gets a little dark. I have my embroidery machine that I have absolutely no idea how to use. And then I went through all of this, and again, these are like kind of extra things that you don't want to see. My batting, some burlap, you know, things that aren't all of that pretty. And then this area didn't change. I still have my punches on my IKEA, I guess it's like a bar curtain rod, I'm not sure exactly what it is. I was able to put my yardsticks right there so they won't fall over. And I just have more punches and all of my paints and glitters. Like I said, I didn't go through that at all because I knew I was keeping everything. So that door actually leads out front. We do still have the big garage door. That's what goes up into the soffit. So we have some storage space out front. So I cannot tell you how happy I am that this job is done. Even though I wasn't posting videos, I was working every day, probably 3 to 4 hours every day out here. So I'm going to show you. You can see here, this is some of the stuff that I have, and like that basket is full to the top with things. But let's go out into the living room and I will show you the effects of a purge. So everything pretty much that you see piled up are things that I am getting rid of. And most everything is priced. It goes and goes, everything. So you can see all of this stuff right here is pretty much things from the craft room. But of course it's sprinkled throughout. I have baskets. But so this is my formal living room. And this is the effects of a purge on your house. But it is pretty much contained to one room. It just happens to be the one room that you see when you walk in the front door. So I am about 99% done with my purge. So I don't know if I'll be posting any more videos, but I wanted to show you my craft room finish and the effects of a purge. November 8th cannot come fast enough to get rid of this. So I hope you enjoyed this series. Please comment. I love your comments. Please subscribe if you have not. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.